close. So I went on a little site called and I wanted to ask some streamers if they have any ghost stories or anything spooky that happened to them from someone they know. And I can tell you at the beginning, it was really hard.
Any ghost stories? I can't, I don't even know.
How many ghost stories? Or something that happened to you can't explain?
Do I have ghost stories or something that happened that I can't explain? TV Milky McGee. I don't believe in that shit.
No, Milky McGee. No. My dad did return
Quick, easy
from
one.
getting milk.
Hey man, do you have any ghost stories or anything like that happen to you or someone who you know? I actually just talked to someone about ghost shit literally like yesterday, and I was like, yeah, I've never had an experience with ghosts. That's crazy. What is that coincidence? I haven't talked about ghosts in my life for like 2 years except yesterday. And now someone come in and asks this shit. No.
Yeah. Fucking face. Oh my god. Hey man. Ooh.
Hey man, do you have any ghost stories? Anything spooky that happened to you or someone who you know?
Well, once I farted real loud and it scared me, so you know that, yeah. No, Milky McGee. TV Milky McGee, that's an awesome name, bud. Milky McGee.
Do you have any ghost stories or something that happened that you can't explain, something spooky? Well, one day, I was at college. I was walking down the corridor. Then suddenly I saw your mom. And then I don't know why, but I suddenly completely lost my erection. Just like that. True story.
There was this one time at band camp.
Hey man, do you have any ghost stories? Anything spooky that happened to you or someone who you know? Yeah, one time I woke up in the middle of the night and your mother was just I'm kidding. It was a bad joke. It's a bad joke. I'm sorry. Nope, no, I don't have any.
After some mom jokes later, people started to tell me some ghost stories, so here we go.
Yes, I do have a ghost story. You want to hear it? Okay. TV Milky McGee, welcome on into the chat. ProfessorEXP. So, when I was younger, much younger, my mother and father went out to dinner or something. So my brother, who's 7 years older than me, was babysitting. Okay? And we lived in this, kind of a small 2-family flat kind of house. And I remember that at one point the hallway lights kept flickering on and off repeatedly, and wouldn't stop flickering, like turning on, turning off, turning on, turning off. This was not a big house. This was a very small house. It was like 3 bedrooms. And so the hallway was very short. And they kept turning on and off and on. There's no one else in the place. No one else in the place. Okay? And I just remember being terrified with my brother, watching these hall lights flick on and off and on and off. And then when my parents came home, we told them about it. My father checked the electrical and couldn't find anything wrong with it. So, what is that? It's terrifying. But that's the best ghost story I have. I used to watch the TV show Ghost Hunters, and I always found the TV show Ghost Hunters to be very interesting. I've actually talked about it in class before. Yeah. But I love ghost stories.
Hey sister, do you have any ghost stories? Something spooky that happened to you? One time when I was a child, I do have a ghost story actually. When I was a kid, I was living don't want to say where I was living, but it was in the South, in a house. I have 2 in the same house. I don't know if it was like my parents that did some shit, but like I saw, that one picture that like the bitch is like that. I saw that exact image in the house when I was going down to get a drinky drink when I was like 7. So I didn't even know what that meant. I saw that exact image. I mean, I don't know. Could have been a schizo moment. I'm gonna be honest, but I saw that exact image and then ran, like a coward. I ran because I am a small child. So I ran, and yeah, that image stuck with me for a long time.
Eh. Milky McGee. Milky McGee. Milky McGee. Like any ghost stories? Other spooky things have happened. I mean, being stabbed isn't spooky, but it wasn't fucking good. What else is spooky? I can't describe this. This is weird. And people aren't gonna believe me. It's fine. I don't care. But this is.
I said it. I regret nothing. I regret nothing.
Fuck off, Zed. Fuck off. If you lived in Wales, mate, I'd shit myself. Hey, I don't mean to splash people with puddles, but I got someone good today. Yeah, the wave was like over their fucking head, man. It was bad. It was bad. Good morning, Sid. Yeah, people aren't gonna believe this, and that's fine. I don't believe in this shit, but I felt it, man. I used to work in a pub, and I came home from work in a split shift, and there was no one at my house. And my sister-in-law now, my brother's fiance at the time. It was myself, my brother, and his fiance that lived together. And they were at work. There was no one home. We had no animals. So the house was silent. And I walked in, and all the TVs turned on. And like, I had a TV upstairs in my room. They had one in the living room. There was one in the kitchen. All of them turned on, and it was all the same show. Can't remember what show it was. It was just someone talking. Maybe like something like Parkinson's, or like Graham Norton show, or like a talk show, something. They all turned on. I was like, what the fuck? That's weird. My brother's an electrician, so I'm like, maybe he's just fucking done something, because he loves all of his like smart gadgets and stuff. But this was like before smart stuff came in. We didn't even have a smart thermostat then. Now, this was way before. I was like 18, 19, 20. Fuck, so that's going back. So I turned them all off, and I went upstairs, and I was just going to chill out in my room. And as I walked across the landing, we live, like, my brother's house now, or my old family home. It's an old Victorian house, so, like, floorboards are creaky. You can hear the pipes, like, water in the pipes and stuff. It's, like, a really spooky house, but really nice. As I was walking down the landing, I heard footsteps behind me. And you know when you live in your own house, and you can tell where people are just by hearing, like, the movement, or, like, the location, like, the sound area. You can tell, oh, someone's coming up the stairs, or someone's walking across the landing, or, you know, you kind of, you're aware. So I walked to my room, and our landing was quite big. We live in a big house back then. And I walked across the landing, and there was footsteps behind me, like, dun, 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 dun. And I stopped, and they carried on. And I turned around, and all I could hear was footsteps that started to run, and they ran towards me, and then past me into, like, a bathroom. And our landing was quite long, so it wasn't like, done. It was like, I stopped, turn around, and it like ran like towards me, through me, and then when it got to the bathroom, it went from like floorboards to tiles, and then I didn't hear anything. I didn't give it a chance. I was out of that fucking house, man. I went out, went down the pub, had a few pints, told my boss that I'm not working that night, and then waited till my brother or my sister-in-law got home, and then told them about it. About 4 years later, my sister-in-law came down to the pub where I was working, crying her eyes out, saying someone chased her on the landing, and told me the exact same story. But I didn't really tell her that. I didn't tell her the same story, but she told me the exact same that will happen to me. So yeah, that was fucking horrible. That was weird. Nothing like that's ever happened again. But that was fucking weird. I swear to God, it was something on that landing. It was definitely the plumbing pipes. It was definitely the plumbing pipes. But that was fucking horrendous.
So yeah, I will do it. I will commit to it. Do I have any ghost stories? Something spooky that happened to you or something, you know? I have plenty of ghost stories. I have a podcast called Grave Stories. I used to be a grave digger at the Dell Park Cemetery in Natick, Massachusetts. And now I have a podcast, video podcast on YouTube, Spotify, all those places. You can listen to it, watch it. It's called Grave Stories. So yes, I do have many spooky stories. I have a couple of my own ghost stories from when I lived at my mom and dad's house, which is 100% haunted in spooky old New England. They live in Massachusetts. New England, the most haunted place in the world. Lots of ghost stuff happened in my mom and dad's house. It was pretty cool. I told my own stories on that podcast, but I don't think I can get into it right now. Milky. I'll tell you a spooky story. A ghost rattled my doorknob one time when I was in my room. When I was 21. Literally a ghost grabbed the doorknob and went, and me and my girlfriend were like, what the heck? There's no one at home. It was insane. Like rattled hard, super freaky. I jumped up, opened the door. There's no one there, and the house is tiny. You can see someone in the house just by standing there. You can see the whole house like by looking around. It's a very small house my parents live in. So yeah, it was crazy and cool.
Hey, my man, do you have any ghost stories? Something spooky that happened to you or someone you know? Ooh, yes, I actually do have that. One of my colleagues, while decorating down in one of the scary houses I've designed, actually happened to see a person walk down at the end of a long hallway, locking a door and opening a door and locking it. And we're talking about a door that's never been opened. While she was there, she had that happen to her, and she knew, one, there was nobody there. Two, that door cannot be opened because it's rusted, it's shut. So that is probably the most crazy ghost story I have. Also, one of my colleagues, while she was painting a wall, actually have a picture she took of like, I painted this. Took a picture of it, and then there was like a clear print of a face at the side of the image. But when she looked like down, there's nobody in the room. But she had taken a picture, and you could just see like this part, like the nose and like upper lip and like the forehead of somebody in the frame. Kind of weird. So yeah. Second one was the one before it, but I'm cool with that one. You two, okay? Kind of sent you 3. All good.
Christmas music, like classic Christmas songs. Do you have any ghost stories? Anything spooky that happened to you or someone you know? Hi Milky. Spooky? One time I was staying at a haunted hotel in Virginia, and while I was in the hotel room by myself, this is like a 100-year-old hotel. While I was in the hotel room by myself, I had heard that the hotel was haunted, so I jokingly, while I was getting ready, like by myself to go to dinner, because I think my sister was hanging out with my parents in their room, and we had like 2 rooms, I jokingly was like, haha, ghost, like, are you here? And then the light started flickering right after I asked that. And I was like, hey now. And after that, I was terrified. I was like, I'm fine. Because like we had been there for like a couple days, and the lights had never flickered. Never, not even once. And so the fact that I asked, like, ghost, are you here? And then the lights immediately started flickering. I was pretty scared. I gotta say, I was like 10 years old when this happened. Maybe 11 or 12. It was scary. That is probably the spookiest thing that's happened to me. I've been sleeping on Christmas music.